with collectibles, comics, cards, literally exploding, whether it is virtually, NFTs, digital art, digital land, virtual land, literally exploding in the last couple of weeks. I think it's time. I think it's time to talk about my thought process in investing in these high reward, high risk type of asset classes that is unconventional. Talking about collectibles, virtual land, NFTs, and how it's tied to blockchain, crypto, the direction it's headed, and how I ultimately diversify and think about these alternative asset classes. And this video, I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. We're gonna spend maybe about 1,000, 5,000 on buying up some virtual goods, virtual land. We're gonna be talking about Earth 2 again. I think I'm gonna make this an Earth 2 focused video to show you examples on my thought process, how I think about it. And you'll see here, like in the account, if you guys have been following this channel, well, this is not a fair representation. I put about 20 grand in, and it has gone up quite a bit. But I'm gonna talk about like what you should be doing in order to really protect yourself, as well as what your risk level should be when it comes to assets like these. Because right now there is a huge bubble. There is a huge bubble when it comes to whether it's collectibles, basketball cards, NFTs. And if you watch till the end of this video, you'll be able to understand what you should be doing if you want to be able to, well, be involved in these type of assets. With people like Gary Vee and Logan Paul and these influencers coming in talking about NFTs, collectibles, digital art, cryptocurrency, right now you'll notice that a ton of these type of things, the spillover effect is that these type of assets, whether it's cryptocurrency, virtual collectibles, virtual land, it's literally been exploding in the last couple of weeks. And I do realize I've been utilizing the word literally a lot. But the reason why right now it's dangerous is because, for example, this is a 1990 Marvel collectible, and this set right now, a card, PSA 10, it's been going for, like Captain America, it's been going for over $1,500. That was the last one that's transacted, and I know I should not be handling this card like this, but it's a bubble, and there's a huge bubble happening in the NFT space, in the digital market, because many people don't understand how these type of asset classes work. They're just dumping money in, and just like anything, you know, when it's a bubble, there's gonna be a point in time when the last person that is holding the baby is going to ultimately, I don't know if that's a good metaphor, but gonna be the person that well ends up with the baby, right? So today I want to talk about a topic that I've been talking about, virtual land, specifically for Earth 2.0. I'm going to be talking about the direction in the future and how I see games like these and platforms like these, and if you should be investing in these type of things. So you'll know that in the last few videos where I talked about virtual land and specifically Earth, I've spent about 20 grand on this game right now. And before I even begin, okay, I'm gonna say it again, but a game like this should be not considered as an investment. You should really take it for what it is. Now, what is it? Think of it as kind of like, let me look for my phone, kind of like playing any type of game that requires an in-app purchase, where like Clash of Clans, you're gonna require money to accelerate and move forward in the game, quicker, faster. The only difference is that now there's ties back to an in-game economy where you can actually make money off it potentially. Okay, first of all, this is not financial advice. I do not consider myself as a financial advisor. This is probably horrible financial advice, and there's going to be high risk, and the way you're gonna think about these type of software that is, or a game that has never been done before, your mindset should be you're probably going to lose all of it. Okay, so there's a ton of risk, and side effects might include, let me take a look at my side effect list. Side effect might include constipation, skin rash, diarrhea, dizziness, dry mouth, headache, insomnia, and there's just, you know, or tingling in your butt if you get involved in a game like this. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's talk about, first of all, a direction, something like this. Okay, so right now there's a lot of different games, not just Earth, but the vision of many game makers right now, because of the development in cryptocurrency and blockchain, the vision is to ultimately create a digital asset or virtual goods from a game where you can actually take the thing out of the game. And the way so whether it is an epic sword, whether it's loot, whether it's gold, whether it's a piece of virtual land, what many of these game developers like Decentraland, Earth, and many of them popping up as well as I'm doing this video right now, is they're trying to make it so that every virtual good is tied to blockchain or as well as NFT. Now, what is NFT? I've not talked about this much on this channel, but it stands for non-fungible tokens. Now, if you're new to this, I'm not going to go deep into what NFTs are. I'll probably save that for another day. But what it ultimately is, it's non-fungible means that if something's fungible, for example, a gold bar, if I gave you a 1 kg gold bar, and if you gave me back 1 month later another 1 kg gold bar that is a different gold bar from what I gave you originally, I'm not going to question you and say, hey, wait a second, this is not the original gold bar that I gave you. Why? Because it does not matter, because I'm still getting 1 kg worth of gold. If I gave you $100 and you gave me back 250s, I'm not going to say, oh, wait a second, it's not the original $100 note that I gave you, because those type of currencies are fungible. So what is non-fungible? It means that every item, right, whether it's a card, whether it's a digital card, whether it's a virtual sword, whether it's virtual land, eventually what these game makers want to do is they want to be able to connect it to NFTs utilizing blockchain, where each item is unique. So for example, let's say there's 100 of these Captain America cards that's printed digitally. Each of these, when it's linked to NFT, it can be traced to who owns it, first of all. And because of blockchain, you can verify that only 100 people owns it. So there's maybe serial number 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way to 100. And that's why it's very transparent. And you can't just print more of it. And it makes each item unique. Now, the reason why I want to start off with this is because right now, when a person looks at like NFTs or cryptocurrency, it's the same conversation again. It's starting off with people understanding, oh, it's a scam, it's Ponzi, it's a pyramid scheme, it's just air, it's virtual, it's not real. But when you understand the vision and the power of what these games, first of all, are there scams out there? Absolutely, right? Tons of them. But the scam is not the vision. The scam, if there is a scam, is whether the developers who are creating it created it as like a hit and run model. If you take a look at an NFT like NBA Top Shot, which has also exploded in the recent weeks since NBA launched their collectible that is backed up by NFTs, it's been going through a roof. I'll talk about my account and what I've been doing in that specific area probably in a different video. But let's today I want to keep this video focused on Earth 2. And how it links to that big picture, and how I'm investing or playing this game based on these few different factors. So right now, just about 24 hours ago, the game makers talked about in this game, there is different asset classes or different class tiles, class 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And initially, these class tiles, they were being vague with them on whether the benefits of a class 1 tile is going to be carried forward in phase 2 or 3 of the game. And because the game maker Shane has confirmed that there is going to be benefits that is going to be brought over to a class 1 tile, my prediction when it comes to this game is that eventually class 1 tiles, there's going to be a much bigger premium for these type of tiles, and that you'll never be able to get it below market value eventually. But right now, there's an opportunity because there's still a lot of class 1 tiles that are sold below market value. So today in this video, I'm going to keep this specific to Earth. I'm going to fund and put in perhaps another $5,000 into the account and show you my thought process to how I would play this game. Okay, so whether it is NBA Top Shot, whether it is NFTs, whether it is comics, these type of virtual collectibles or games, it is going to be the future. The only question is which one. Not all of them is going to take off. Earth 2 might not be the one that takes off, and again, that's why I'm coming from the angle again that you might lose everything. Okay, so play in an amount that is comfortable to you, where you're prepared to lose it all, because you don't know which one is going to be the one. You don't know if it's going to be Earth 2, if it's and because this is such a big vision, this an eventuality of the gaming market where games are going to be linked to NFTs. Why? Because think about it this way. You could be playing your favorite game, whether it's World of Warcraft, you could be getting this epic sword loot, but the problem is if the servers shut down and if you're not interested in that game anymore, if you buy this skin from League of Legends, you can't get that thing out because it doesn't belong to you. But can you imagine playing a game, whether it's land, whether it's a sword, whether it is a backpack or a specific skin, but because it's linked to blockchain, you can actually withdraw it from the game and sell it in the open marketplace where it carries value. So that's the vision I see this game, and because it's high risk, that's where the reward is high as well, because you don't know if this is going to game that ultimately makes it. Now, because of the advisory board, because of the people behind it, you want to do your own due diligence, but one of the people that is on the advisory board, he's also the co-founder of Oculus that has sold to Facebook for about $2 billion a couple of years ago. So I invest in the founders and their vision, and that's the one of the reasons why this is one of the things that I'm dabbling in right now. So that's it. Let me just go ahead and fund the account, walk you through the process. Alright, so as you guys can see, the money is in. We've got $5,000 to play with, and today I'm going to walk you through my thought process when it comes to buying land and the opportunity right now in a game like this. Okay, and as I'm buying this land, what I'm going to be utilizing is I'm going to be utilizing the code you guys gave me in my last video where I spent $10,000 building up my MEGACITY. So same thing like before, guys. If you're playing this game, I'm going to give you guys a code. You guys get 5% more with each purchase if you utilize my code, and let me know what your code is in the comments below, and I'm also going to be utilizing your code the next time I create a video talking about Earth. Okay, so let's talk about the opportunity right now. So because of Shane's update yesterday talking about the benefits of class 1 tiles, all I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the marketplace and I'm going to go to different countries to look at the tiles that is sold in the country with the highest discounts below market value. Okay, so I'm from Malaysia, so I'm gonna start off with my country and just see like what is happening. Okay, so right now the way to look at it is you can see that there's 28% below the. Now you gotta be careful over here because right now you can see that the market price is $1.54 and the owner is listing at $109. So first of all, you might be wondering, why is there a discount if class 1 tiles, which is literally premium, because you can only get class 1 if it's like the first wave of tiles that's sold in the country. You don't get any class 1 tiles now anywhere in the game. You can only get it from the secondary market, and if it's class 1, it produces higher land income tax, in short, LIT. So for that, and because there's confirmation that the benefit is going to be carried forward to phase 2 and 3, I know that eventually you will not be able to get these tiles at discount. In fact, you will have to pay premium for it, just like these tiles over here. So all I'm going to do is I want to be able to get this at a good discount so that on paper it increases my net worth. But much more than that, I want to make sure that two things happening. Okay, significant discount. On top of that, significant would be like, more than 20% will have my attention. But more than that is like if there's relevance to it in real life. Okay, so the way to play this game, if you are playing this game or if you decide to play this game based on watching this video, pick areas that you are familiar with, because that way you'll be able to make a better, more informed decision. Now, I've talked about in my past videos how I diversify this game. Is that in this game is that I'm investing in areas that produces raw material, also MEGACITY, also if a place has relevance in real life, so it could be hotels, could be the beaches, and in this video over here, we are going to focus on the secondary market and how I look at it. Okay, so this first place that I'm looking at is at a beach in this island called Redang, and I am going to just take a look at this. And as you can see here, you can see like this is pretty prime. And that's the thing about Class 1. Class 1 is when like the first wave of people who played this game a couple of months back, they had like a lot more choices. So the good news about this is that you get prime location in real life, but also you get to get Class 1. So as you can see, this person right now, he's listing it for $700, and they've paid about $500 for it back in February. So this person is also making good profit, so it's a win for him as well. So I'm gonna buy this, so I'm gonna click on buy now, and I am going to utilize your code. Okay, so looks like today for this transaction, codes are only valid for new developer tiles. So I'm going to utilize my balance because I can't use a code over here. But guys, next video when I buy tiles from developers, I am still going to be utilizing your codes. So let me know what it is in the comments below. Okay, I'm going to put my code in the comment section as well in the description. Okay, so if you want to be able to get 5% more, be sure to utilize that. Okay, so that being said, I'm going to buy this first piece of land, $6.99. Okay, so as you can see right now, market value, okay, is about 90.81, because that's the. Now, how is the market value established? It's basically this. If I were to buy a tile in Malaysia, you can see that right now the price per tile, it's 153. But and even then, it's not a Class 1 tile. Okay, if I take a look at details, you'll see that it's not a Class 1 tile right now. Malaysia is like Class 2, Class 3, whereas this is a Class 1 tile. Okay, so which is what I just bought, and the price per tile that I bought. Okay, take a look at this Epstein's Island, okay, that I bought. Same thing over here. I see this as, anything that has got relevance in real life, you want to be able to buy it if you choose to. So I'm buying like beachfront locations, building up my Megaland. So that's the first one. Okay, so I'm gonna go from country to country and just take a look at like the top 3. Okay, so 20%, not bad. Hotel 10% off. I believe that there's gonna be other places, okay, for us to take a look at. So let's take a look at the US next. Okay, so right now there's an NFL stadium, 65% off. This is gonna be like, and here's the thing, okay, right now the US is about $50 a tile. To me, the odds of US going from $50 to $100 versus a country like Malaysia going from $1.50 to $3, I would gamble, right, and speculate on a country that is at 150 instead. So for that reason, I'm not gonna go into US. Let's take a look at, let's say, Australia. 45%, Sydney Airport maybe, but as you can see, right, it's 45% off, but it's still 4,001. If I bought this land, I could, but it's like the end of this video. It's not gonna make this video super interesting. So let's play a country where it's not at a number like that just yet. Let's take a look at Thailand. Beach plot. Okay, let's take a look. So if you take a look at this, guys, this kind of links back to marketing and copywriting, right? Sometimes if it's just like Class 1 location name, it's not that enticing compared to like Class 1 beachfront property, or if there's a story behind that place, right? Like the top hotel in Phuket, then this is where copywriting is in your title plays a big role as well. So let's take a look at some of these locations. Again, make sure that it's always you're looking at Class 1, because that is what we are looking at. Let's take a look at the beach. If it's really indeed beachfront, wow, it is. Okay, so take a look at this. You'll see that the one that we're bidding for is this Belgium flag right here. Okay, and you can see it's really beachfront. okay? And this is where you can get good deals again. And eventually, I can totally see this happening when or if this game takes off, is that these type of class 1 tiles that is, you know, in a very significant location in real life is going to have some sort of value. And it really depends if this game gets big, right? Because if there's relevance to the actual owner of this place in real life, that is when it's going to really, you'll be able to flip it for a lot. Now, that being said, you know, a lot of people say, well, why don't you wait for this game to be big first to validate its legitimacy? Because that's the main question here, right? How do I know if this is not a Ponzi scheme, or how do I know it's legit? And how do you know if it's successful? The truth is, you don't know if this game is going to be successful. And that's like the risk reward, right? Like just like Bitcoin. When Bitcoin was 8 cents, like literally 99.999% of the world said it was a scam, right? This thing is never going to take off or go anywhere. But eventually it started taking traction. And when I went in at 2016, and if you've been following this channel that long, I talked about Bitcoin. And I talked about the story of how one of my friends said, you know what, I'll know that Bitcoin is going to be legit when Amazon starts utilizing or accepting this currency. So that's the problem, right? The problem is, if that happens, price of Bitcoin would have already been exploded, because that's when it's legit. So this really comes back down to your risk tolerance. Because of course we want to have confirmation that this is legit when we're phase 3, when people are wearing VR goggles playing the game. That's when we know. But guess what? If or when that happens, guess what's going to happen in price? It will be already through the roof. I get it. Some of you might not be just hating. You genuinely are concerned, and I get that. You know, based on some of the comments I saw, like, Peng, you know, this is, you know, you shouldn't be doing this, you know, this is probably a scam, and I'm surprised that you'd be talking about something like this. Just think of it as, just because something's likelihood to succeed is low does not mean it's a scam. Because if based on likelihood or probability, and you based on that whether it's something a scam, then pretty much anything great in life is a scam, right? Mastering your craft and being on anything great, right? Being a professional NBA player, that will be a scam. You know, succeeding on American Idol, that will be a scam, right? So the question is really just, it's not about the business model. Eventually, things are going to be, and by the way, this game is not linked to NFT just yet. But however, you can see, based on these numbers, based on this block ID, you can see the direction it's headed. Why? Because you can literally track every tile, who owns it, at what price point, the transactions before this, right? Take a look at the transparency. So this gives you indication that it's already linked to the blockchain. Does that make sense? So let me just go ahead and purchase this thing right here. New land value, buy now price 400. So let's go ahead, paid balance, class 1 tile, that's what we just did. Let's take a look at this as well. 37% off. I want to be able to see what this is. So it looks like this person loves beachfront property as well, and this is what we're buying. Okay, so this looks good. I'm gonna go ahead and get this as well. So notice that right now there's a lot of still good deals. So this person is paid for this in February 23rd, 595. Now flipping it for 590, losing $5. Interesting. Phuket Steel. Let me see. In fact, you'll see that even some of the land here is not taken up yet. But right now, everywhere else in the world is no longer class 1, but this is still class 1. Okay, that's the difference. I'm probably going to buy tiles off you guys, because I want to be able to get this beachfront since I'm getting this land anyway. So I'm going to utilizing your code. So let me just get this first. 590 market value. Okay, pay with account balance. Okay, so right now, because I just bought this land, I want to be able to own this, you know, beachfront area as well. So I am going to utilize your codes, buying up this place. This place looks pretty good, decent, and I want to be able to, since I've already bought this place, utilize this beachfront area. Wow, this beach resort, pretty big. Okay, might as well get 750 tiles now and get this whole thing here. As you guys can see, guys, right, the tile price per tile now is like 690. Okay, so let's go ahead and check out buy now. Guys, I'm going to be utilizing your codes, so I'm going to go back to my previous video and look for the first I'm going to go down this list. So guys, remember, let me know what your referral code is in the comments below. I'm going to be utilizing your codes the next time I do a video like this. Okay, so I'm going to apply this code, pay with account balance. Okay, so now that's done. Let's move on to the next country. Okay, so this is what you could be doing. Go down to different countries. We just did, let's take a look at Singapore. Again, this is class 2. Okay, so there's a big difference between class 2 and class 1. Let's take a look at this and see how it looks like and where it is, if it's worthwhile. Let me just, what is this? Okay, so one thing I want to mention, guys, something you need to look out for if you don't get in trouble with the game. Right now, there's still a lot of hackers and scammers. If you take a look at the transaction here, this looks extremely dodgy. Why? Because right now you can see that this person here bought it for $900 on February 27th. And the problem is the next day it was sold for $10 to this other person. And then after that, you can see it was transferred on the same day to this other person for $5. So this makes this entire thing very questionable. It looks like there's a good probability that this account got hacked and this person who hacked this account transfer over here and then transfer over here and then transfer it to their real account. It could be the case that they transfer off to a friend twice, very unlikely. But if you take a look at this account, this looks like a stock photo or a photo just taken from somewhere else. And the fact that right now Becky Palmer owns 0 properties probably tells you that there's something very questionable about this. So for that reason, I'm not going to touch this property, and that's probably why they might be listing at a discount like that, because they want to sell it fast and cash it fast. Okay, we're going to take a look at 1 or 2 more in Singapore and then see if we want to go on to the next. Wow, this looks like it's pretty legit. Okay, so it is the Singapore Central Stadium. Paid for $200 back in January, and right now, by now, 50% returns for this person in 2 months, pretty good. And market value about 400. So you know what? Because it has relevance in real life. In real life, this would be a Singapore Stadium, and it's class 1. And on top of that, it's at a discount. That would be a good buy. I am gonna buy it. Account balance, here we go. Next, let's take a look at Indonesia. Okay, I want to be able to target the cheaper countries, and not the countries that's already like $10 or $50. Well, wait a second. Why do I still have 5,000? I thought I spent a bunch. Okay, so I just refreshed the page. We've got $1,000 left, guys. Let's take a look at Japan. What's in Japan? No idea what this means. So we'll probably go to the next one. New Zealand, Indonesia. Come on. Let's take a look at class 1 tiles. Bali luxury villas at 37 off. Not bad. Because it's class 1. You know what? It's near the water. This person bought it in December. Pretty okay. Acceptable. Next would be, let's take a look at this. Looks like this would be the place. Class 1 Bali. Seems okay. 33% central location, Jakarta. Let's take a look. This might be the last one. Let's see how much money. Oh, not enough balance. That's it. Let's see how much money do we have left. $500 left. Okay, so we have $500 left. Let's see if there's something that is in our budget. So notice, guys, it's like, look at a lot of these class 1 tiles. They're all above market. They're all above market. Okay, so no go. New Zealand. Insane. See, you're paying a premium for this, and this is an eventuality. I'm glad we're seeing this right now, because this is how eventually it's gonna look like or be like. Looks legit. Dunmore Town. This seems pretty legit. So with about $400 left, let's continue going. Okay, so this one is Palace of Gold Horses. The discount isn't that great, 11%, but again, it has got relevance to real life, and for that reason, and because it's class 1, that it's a double whammy for me. This is pretty good location. This used to be like a 6-star hotel back in the day, one of the first few 6-star hotels in Malaysia, and for that reason, because it's got relevance in real life, we're gonna buy it. $300 left. Hong Kong Airport. Okay, this is 4,006. So we don't have that budget right now. We've got literally $300. Let's see if there's anything cheap in Tanzania. Class 1 Tanga. Where's Tanga? Let's take a look. So I don't know if there's relevance in real life. Maybe there is. Let's see what this place is. I don't see how this is anything unique. I might need to do my due diligence. Too lazy for that right now. If you guys are hardworking, you will definitely want to do that. I'm just looking to blow the remaining $300 left over here. Class 1 Thailand Krabi. It's a pretty good place. Let's see if it's like beachfront. Seems like it's in the middle of nowhere. Pretty secluded. Don't know what this is. Looks like a private place, but I don't know if I want, you know, I would rather take something like that any day. So come on, South Africa, give me something good. 350. Cape Town, pretty good, but now we have 33% here in Cape Town. Let's see. Again, guys, notice, like, you know, the importance of good copywriting. If this was called like Central Cape Town, if it's true, right? Like, rather than just leaving it as like the generic city name, Cape Town. Okay, so $300 left, 50% off. Owned by Tomorrowland. Let's see what this is. It looks like it's literally in the middle of kind of like nowhere. But you know what? This is a pretty good discount, still like 50% off. So I'm gonna leave $100 plus in here, probably as a future giveaway. But that's today's video, I think. So what is the lesson over here? First of all, most important thing as always, just like any collectible, guys, if you want to be able to discover more about collectibles, whether it's comics, cards, let me know in the comments, like, what are some of the things that you're looking forward to. If you're new to the channel, know that normally the stuff that I talk about is about online marketing, sales and funnels and social media. This is something that's very different, and for those of you that is a regular or a subscriber of the channel, let me know if this is something that you've been enjoying. Let me know in the comments what you'd like to see more of, what you'd like to see less of. And as always, be sure to smash the like button. It does help out the channel a little bit. And if you want to be able to see more videos on whether it's collectibles, NFTs, virtual art, virtual land, be sure to smash the subscribe button for future videos just like this one.